Okay, you're together in a big room with a lot of people, right?
Yes.
Have you ever like found, oh, there's somebody in here who is very different than anybody else? It's very different than anyone else.
Seldom.
Yes, seldom. True. But you seeing somebody like that. One of the next arrivals was a stout, heavily built young man with close-cropped hair, spectacles, the light-colored breeches fashionable at that time, a very high ruffle, and a brown dress coat. Okay, it's actually good to stop because this is a lot of descriptions for a person. So why do I say that? Because if you think about it, did the author ever say so much about one person?
Yes.
Who?
Anna and the Prince Vasily.
Yes.
And the princess. Yeah, they describe them a lot.
Right. So, but not everybody, right? Not every guest.
Not everybody.
So you know that there's an important person coming. Why? Because she describes a lot.
Yes.
Right? You agree?
Yes, I agree.
Right. So now we know we have to pay attention to this one. He was a stout.
Stout?
Stout means kind of like one of those guys who look not thin for sure.
Oh, it's
But
fat?
not necessarily fat, but just kind of like
strong.
wider.
Wider.
Yeah, stout.
Oh, okay.
Heavily built. Heavily built means
Very
like
heavy?
heavily built. No, heavily built means more looks like a tank kind of.
It looks like a tank. 坦克, okay.
Yeah.
But
Heavily
it's young
built
man.
young man with closely cropped hair. That means that his hair is cut closely, right?
What is cropped mean? This means cut.
Yeah.
Close means short.
Close.
Means short hair.
Could be short hair. Yeah. Spectacles. He wears glasses. And the light colored breeches fashionable at that time. So he just wears some breeches which is fashionable, not necessarily expensive.
What does breeches mean?
Pants. Pants.
Pants.
Yeah.
Okay.
A very high ruffle. Ruffle is like.
Ruffle is a kind of cake, right?
No, it's like this kind of things that they have next to their neck, kind of.
Oh,
like
the decoration.
Yeah. Kind
feather.
Of, yeah.
Something.
Not a feather. They don't put feather. It's just a ruffle. It's like.
A very high ruffle.
Yeah, so it goes pretty high.
Oh,
and a brown dress coat. Okay. This stout young man was an illegitimate son of Count Bezúkhov, a well-known grandee of Catherine's time who now lay dying in Moscow. So he is an illegitimate son. That's the number one thing we know about him. Illegitimate means like not the son by marriage.
Oh, not the son by marriage.
Right.
Means his mother is not his father's wife.
Correct. So they call it illegitimate.
Oh.
Of some Bezúkhov. So we won't know about Count Bezúkhov. All we know is that he's a well-known grandee, I don't know, of Catherine's time, who now lay dying. So he's dying in Moscow. So his father is dying.
It's almost dying.
Is dying. The young man has not yet entered either the military or civil service, as he only just returned from abroad where he had been educated. So first we learned that he's not in the military. So it's interesting to note here.
The young man had not yet entered either the military or
civil service.
Civil service.
As he had just returned from abroad where he had been educated. So he'd be studying somewhere else.
He's just a student, just a graduate.
Right. He just came back, so he doesn't have a job yet.
Yeah.
And this was... Can you go?
Where had been educated,
and this was his first appearance in society. So this is the first time that he appeared in society. Society means like Anna's reception is kind of like a gathering of people. Right? So this is, you can call this as part of society. Right?
Society, 社交.
So yeah. Anna Pávlovna greeted him with the nod she accorded to the lowest hierarchy in her drawing room. Okay, so this is very interesting. So how did Anna greet him?
Anna just nod her hand, I think. Her head.
Accorded to the lowest hierarchy.
What accorded?
So accorded means according.
According.
So
to the lowest.
So you have different nods for different people. Okay.
Oh, nod
this
means
nod,
点头, right?
This nod is only for the ones for the lowest hierarchy in her drawing room. For the lowest class, nod.
Oh, 最低阶级，
So if it's somebody important, she may nod very much. For somebody like not so important, she just nod a little bit. Yeah. But in spite of this lowest grade greeting, a look of anxiety and fear, as at the sight of something too large and unsuited to the place, came over her face when she saw Pierre enter. So this is very interesting, and again, it's very nice how the author describes Anna's her reaction to Pierre. So what's her reaction? Anxiety
and fear.
Yes.
And at the sight of something too large
and unsuited
to the place. I mean, the young boy too large and it's not fit in her place.
No, that's not fit. Fit in this couple sense. Not doesn't belong. Kind of doesn't seem to like be part of the other people. So imagine just a bear.
Looks very.
Imagine you have a bunch of people and a bear comes into the room.
What?
A bear.
A bear? What does bear mean?
Bear? Like those big animal. Yeah. Imagine a big bear comes into the room.
Oh, like a big bear.
Yeah, imagine a big bear comes in the room. Probably you think, that doesn't fit into this place.
Oh my god.
So you can imagine something like that, right?
Oh.
So she was kind of like fearful and whatever.
Yeah.
Though he was certainly rather bigger than the other men in the room, her anxiety could only have reference to the clever, though shy, but observant and natural expression which distinguished himself from everyone else in that drawing room. Great. This is like so great, like how he describes this. So what was she fearful about?
I don't know.
I'll take a look.
He was rather bigger than the other man. And then...
But it's a though, right? Though means even though he's bigger than it. That's not what she's... That's not why.
It's
that's
worse,
not
but
why.
Even worse is...
Not even worse. It says though he was bigger means that it's not because he was bigger.
Oh, it's because of what?
Okay, because
the man is very clever.
Yeah,
nature.
Not necessarily clever. It just says clever though shy, observant and natural expression. So because this guy's very big, we know that. Yeah. But he also looks very clever. But shy.
Clever but shy.
That's very interesting things to put together. He looks clever but shy. Observant and natural.
Observant means look.
Yes, he observes stuff. He's not
looking for something.
Observant doesn't mean looking for something. It just means like he knows.
He like looking.
No, it does not mean like. It's not about looking. Observing is not looking.
Thinking.
Okay? Observing is not looking. Observing is like. Pay attention to things. It's not about looking, okay? Looking, I can look anything. But this guy's like, try to understand what's happening. Try to like figure out what's going on. Knows what's going on around him. That's what observant means.
And natural.
Natural means that he doesn't look like somebody who is spying or whatever. This is spying.
Oh, 间谍.
Yeah, he's not like a spy or something. He just happens to be that kind of person.
It's his own
natural
like that, behavior.
Yes. Which distinguished him from everyone else in that drawing room. That is, everybody else was not like that.
Expression.
His expression.
Right?
No, his expression means like what his face looks like, the way that he looks.
The way that he looks distinguished him from anyone else in that. Make him so different.
Yes, okay. Right. Now, let's stop here, right? So, question: can you see why somebody like that? Can you imagine on your head somebody like that?
Yeah, I understand because he's a student.
Have you ever met somebody like that?
Have I ever met?
Yeah. Have you ever met somebody like that?
I'm not sure.
Okay,
I think you're just a real person.
No. This guy, again, if you think very carefully, maybe you have to,
What is your question?
Okay, you're together in a big room with a lot of people, right?
Yes.
Have you ever found, there's somebody in here who is very different than anybody else? It's very different than anyone else.
Seldom.
Yes, seldom. True. But you seeing somebody like that.
He's special.
special.
than
Yes.
any
Than anybody else. Yes, than anybody else.
Oh, so
Have you had that experience? Meeting somebody who is different than anybody else.
Yes,
You
yes,
have.
yes.
Okay, so now you can imagine Pierre was that kind of person.
Pierre?
Pierre.
Is his name?
Yeah.
Oh.
Pierre was that kind of person. He was that special.
Oh.
He's just, but he looks very natural. But he's shy. He's not talking much.
Mm.
But you can tell that maybe he's very clever, very observant, but natural, right?
Mm.
So that's the kind of person Pierre is. Even though it's like such, you may think, oh, well, this is such a common. Aren't there a lot of people who are? No, there's not that many people if you think about it, right? Everybody else is not like they. No, think about it.
You know why? Because it's his first appearance.
Okay, you can argue that. You can argue that, but I would argue no. I think this guy is not uncomfortable. I would argue Pierre is not.
He's not uncomfortable.
He's not uncomfortable. Means that he's
comfortable.
That's right. Not only comfortable, he's kind of confident as well.
Confident?
I think. Yes.
Whoa.
I don't think he is actually anxious or anything like. Oh, like you said. Oh, this first time.
Yeah.
You imagine. Oh, maybe this kind of doesn't want to talk to anyone or whatever, right?
So far, I don't know.
Well, but if that's the case, I would argue that he's not that special.
But you think he's very special?
Of course he's very special because Anna is scared of this guy.
Scared? It's
Anxiety.
her first time to see him, right?
Doesn't matter. Anna is normally not scared of anyone.
Ah, how you know that?
Come on, you know Anna. Do you think like she's scared of anyone? Right? I don't think so. She can talk to like generals. She can talk to like prince, whatever. She can talk to many people, and she's like can say whatever. But to this guy who happens to be low society, right?
Yes.
Low class.
Yeah.
So why
normally low class she will
that's
not.
right. She doesn't care even less. So you can imagine how special this Pierre is.
Oh.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
I understand.
He's like low class. He's not wearing very fancy clothes, but just the way that just like how you impress with a princess, imagine something like completely different. Like somebody who can impress somebody a lot. So this now you can see as a two.
Brighton?
No, not. I don't think Pierre brightens anyone like the princess.
Yeah.
But you can imagine now you have these two very, very special people, right? In Anna's reception.
Yes.